G'day everybody, Vaughan from Great Forsaken here, and welcome to the latest video update. It is Saturday the 6th of April 2024, and yeah, been another exciting week. Like, obviously last Friday, on Good Friday, we released Moment in Time, and so it's now had a full week, and yeah, we're really happy with the response it's been getting, and you know, had a lot of nice comments on Facebook and some nice emails from you guys out there. So thanks so much for that. And we've been getting some good streaming numbers on the various streaming platforms. Like the new songs of you know, the most played Great Forsaken songs on those platforms over the last week. So thanks so much for getting around the album and listening to it, and you know, having those repeat streams, and you know, been added to a few playlists, and just really grateful and thankful that you guys have been doing that and supporting the new album. Something I found particularly pleasing is that all the songs are getting a good number of streams. So what you tend to find is that the earlier songs on the album get more streams than the later songs, and but that has happened back to the start. The first track is the most streamed one off the album, but we're seeing like pretty consistent numbers for the tracks. There's not a huge fall away, which, you know, that suggests that, you know, a lot of people are sticking around listening to the whole album, which they wouldn't do if they weren't enjoying the album. So that's been like a really pleasing, that's probably from a personal perspective the most pleasing aspect, because, you know, as you guys know, I spent a lot of effort personally on this. I handled a lot of the production on this album, and it's really good to know that as a whole, you know, the album's keeping people's interest, and you know, all the songs are getting, you know, a fairly even amount of streaming. Very pleasing, because I didn't try to front load the album. I tried to keep it consistent throughout, because you hope that every song is good, but obviously when you finalize your track list, there's going to be songs that you think, you know, maybe stronger than other songs, but you're not necessarily going to cut a song just because you think that this song's better than that song. So I tried to balance it, so I didn't just put my 3 or 4 favorites up the front with the track listing and the order. So some of my favorite tracks from the album are, you know, sort of evenly dispersed through there. So I am pleased that the streaming numbers would suggest that the whole thing is a good, consistent listen. I mean, I might not know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's pleasing. So yeah, thanks so much for your response, and yeah, please, if you haven't already, consider buying some merch from Anchor Merchandising, buying a copy of the CD from Soundmass. You know, supports the band, it supports those companies, you know, Soundmass and Anchor Merchandising. They both do a great job, so please consider doing that. And all the other things you can do, you know, become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, subscribe to our podcast, you know, join our mailing list, all those things that you can do to just be part of the Great Forsaken community that we're really trying hard to build in our 20th anniversary year. We were scheduled to do a rehearsal on Friday night, but we just had to postpone it by 1 week. So that rehearsal is now happening next Friday. So still just excited about that. Tim and I were texting back and forth about set lists and all of that kind of thing, and you know, we've come up with a set list that you know, is a mix of old and new. So we're going to try to rehearse something from every album, so there's a good spread of the whole history of the band in our upcoming set lists. Naturally, it's going to take a little bit of time before we're playing live again, but you know, really looking forward to just like starting that phase again and getting some rehearsal in. And you know, dusting off the cobwebs, you know, blowing out the rust, all that kind of thing, shaking off the rust, because there will be a bit when it comes to live playing, given that the focus of late has been on the album. But you know, the album's out now. I've got a list of like priority projects for the band. There's a few things I want to catch up on that have gone a little bit on the back burner while we've been working on the album. So yeah, I've got a little bit of a list to work through over the coming weeks and months, and just trying to plug away a little bit each day, work through a few things. Like I'm still working on the Plugged Into the System remix. I'm looking at mixing some more live tracks. I'll have to wait and see what they come out like before I make a decision on what we're going to do with those. And you know, might be looking at yeah, just a few other little bits and pieces. I don't want to say I'm doing this or that in case like I hit a brick wall and it doesn't happen. But I definitely want the Plug Into the System remix to happen. That's something that I fully intend to complete. So keep an eye out. Well, I'll let you know when it's coming, you know, a bit further down the road. So yeah, that's sort of next on the list. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your continued support of Moment in Time. Really appreciate that. And yeah, keep listening, grab yourself a CD, and until the next update, well, the next podcast episode should be Monday if everything goes to plan, so check that out. And until the next video update, like I always like to say, God bless and rock on.